Hey guys, this is Jen from Weight Loss Enlightened, and I'm here today to give you some more fantastic weight loss tips. Today what we're going to talk about is, I guess we're going to delve a little bit more into shifting your mindset. So I guess we're going to start with the ways that, there are 3 different ways that mindset works when it comes to keeping your weight down or being overweight. There is a person who's overweight, there's a person who is fit and thin, but I guess doesn't really do it in a natural way. They restrict themselves and such. And then there's a person who is naturally thin. They naturally stay thin and they don't even really have to give it much thought. So first we're going to discuss a person who is, I guess, overweight. Tends to usually not pay attention to what they're eating. They eat for all sorts of reasons: when they're hungry, when they're not hungry, when they're emotional, when they're sad, when they're happy. And their food choices tend to be more like fast food, processed food, junky foods. And there's a person who, I guess, is more unnaturally thin, which is someone who is thin or healthy, but they tend to restrict themselves. They weigh all of their food, they focus so much on the calories, and they give themselves restrictions like, I can't eat at this time, I can't eat between meals, I can't eat this, I can't do that. Then there's a person who's naturally thin. Now today we're going to focus more on the person who, I guess, thinks or is naturally thin. So I guess most people are wondering, how does a naturally thin person think or live that would be different than any other person? So let's say a person who is naturally thin, the way that they tend to, this is something I myself had to learn, is they don't eat for any other reason other than when they're hungry. I know that sounds like a very weird thing, but it actually, when I actually stopped to think about it, prior to me learning how to take control over my weight, I ate for all sorts of reasons. It was very habitual. I would eat by the clock. I would wake up in the morning and I would automatically have breakfast because that's what I was supposed to do. At lunchtime I would automatically have my lunch because that's what I was supposed to do. Or I'd eat for all sorts of other reasons, because something was there and because I enjoyed eating it. I didn't actually stop to take into account what my body was wanting. So when a person who wants to shift their mindset to actually start losing weight and not even really having to think about it, you need to start thinking like a thin person would, in the sense of following your intuition and following your body, what your body wants. How you would actually start doing that, or how I actually started doing that, is to no longer eat by the clock, no longer eat by emotions or eating foods because I was afraid that if something's being offered to me, it's almost like this mentality of, well, what if I never have that again? And you panic or you get upset over the loss of a cookie or a piece of pie or potato chips or whatever. So instead of paying attention to the emotions or the attachments to the food, start focusing on, what does my body need? Am I actually hungry? And what level of hunger you're at. So what I would suggest you do is maybe taking a piece of paper or a little booklet or something and keeping track of how you're feeling, or if that's a little bit too much, then start paying attention to, like, if you wake up in the morning, if you're not really hungry, then I would say bring a snack with you, or some food with you to work or wherever you're going, or so that you don't actually have to eat unless you're hungry. Start not eating unless you're actually physically hungry. Keeping little snacks with you in case you get hungry at an inconvenient time. I know it sounds a little strange to bring food with you, but while you're actually, it's almost like you're training yourself. You're in training wheels onto how to eat properly. This is how I actually started. Bring food with you, keep healthy snacks, and actually eat when you're hungry. And if you're hungry, like, there's days where I'm more hungry, like I'll be hungry throughout the entire day, and then there's other days where I'm not that hungry. Pay attention to what your body wants. And it's also a matter of eating when you're actually physically hungry and stopping when you are physically comfortable. Not pushing yourself. Like, it's almost like we've been taught from when we were kids, eat all the food off your plate or else you're going to go to bed, or there's starving children in other parts of the world. Get those mentalities out of your mind. You need to start paying attention to what your body wants and what your body needs, to learn how to differentiate the feelings of being content and being overly full, and learning how to differentiate the feelings of actual physical hunger and eating out of boredom, or because it's a special occasion, or because it's a habitual thing. So those are little things that you need to start paying attention. Those are little tips that can help you start thinking like, I guess, a thin person, and that will be another big step that will actually get you onto the path as to, I guess, taking back the power over your weight. I hope this tip helps you, and I'm going to put a link below for those who are watching this on YouTube. Feel free to check my website, and for those of you watching on my website, fantastic. Okay, I'll be back soon, I guess, with another tip, and thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a fantastic day.